Hi guys, this is JB and Minot, and these are my pickups for June of 2019 up to the 4th of July. I hope you all had a happy Independence Day weekend, and I hope it's a beautiful weekend for you. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I got, for the first start, I got this relatively cheap. I can't remember how much. Harley's Humongous Adventure. It's a great platform game. Very quirky one, but it's got a lot of variety to it. I saw it recommended under a lot of YouTubers have it for their hidden gems videos, but there's that. Now for some Game Boy Advance games. I've already got over 700 of these bad boys, but I'm getting kind of the ones that were more shovelware. But anyway, SpongeBob SquarePants, Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. This is kind of like an N64 type game, only with SpongeBob SquarePants. I bought it for $5. And here's another one. There's a straight up platformer. SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge. It's pretty much a platforming game. Nothing much to it. Okay, now for a couple of Game Boy games and Game Boy Color games. The first one I bought for over 30 bucks because I had extra money. If I can get out of the case so you can see it. Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge. And it's an excellent, fun Castlevania game. Not too hard, not too easy. It's just, not too dickish anyway. And a little platformer based on the movie, not necessarily the comic. The movie kind of bombed. It starred Walter Matthau. It was in the 90s, so. Dennis the Menace, which I don't even think anybody reads the comics anymore. Most people don't read the comic pages anymore anyway because they're not funny anymore. Now for some Game Boy Color games. I'm on a big SpongeBob SquarePants kick. I like SpongeBob SquarePants, but it was a little bit after my time. I guess he seems like the this millennials generation's Bugs Bunny. So SpongeBob SquarePants and the Lost Spatula. The controls on this game aren't exactly the best. It's a platformer game, kind of like in the vein of Super Sponge. Toy Story 2, a platformer based on the movie Toy Story. And I apologize. For some reason I seem out of focus with this. I don't know why. Hopefully I'm using the right camera. Catwoman, a platformer, but the controls on this game are totally wonky. It's by Kemco. It's not by Warner Brothers or anybody who makes the Batman games. So a lot of Bionic Commando type stuff with her whip, but it doesn't control very well. It's a horrible game. The Grinch, based off the movie, this is more like a kind of a Pac-Man kind of game where you're going through different rooms and you have to pick up all the treasure chests within so many seconds, and you have to look out for enemies chasing after you. It's pretty good so far when the controls are good. This doesn't control well on the Game Boy Advance player for the GameCube, but there that is. Okay, now for a couple of NES games, real cheap El Cheapo games. Predator, based off the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Rocket Ranger. I think I saw this on a Hidden Gems video somewhere, but it's basically kind of a first-person shooter, sort of. You play this ranger, and you're shooting things at the screen. You're in your rocket, and you're shooting there in front of you, so kind of like a forward shooter. Okay, I already got Final Fantasy X2 for the Vita, XX1, X2 for the Vita, but unfortunately, it's supposed to be two games, and it was supposed to be two games in one, but it wasn't. It was basically just X1 or Final Fantasy X, and you had to download X2. Well, it's the actual physical version of Final Fantasy X2, and you can get the combo pack on the Nintendo Switch, but it does the same freaking deal. You can only download X2. Here, I actually have the physical game on the Vita, and I'm pretty sure it ain't much better or worse than the Switch. I bought this used because I love Spider-Man. I'm trying to get back into my PS4 again. Spider-Man. This has got excellent reviews, and plus it sells really well. And it looks like a beautiful game, and I love Spider-Man. I love open world games, so I'm looking forward to this. Okay, the last major 3DS release, and I wasn't, for some reason they wouldn't let me pre-order it at GameStop. I had to order it via Amazon.com, but it's a great sequel. Persona Q2, New Cinema Labyrinth. You're basically stuck in this world, and you have to go into these different movies to defeat different bosses. It's a mixture between Persona and Etrian Odyssey. I think these are funner than the graphics are definitely better, and it's a very fun game to play. I love the combat in this game. I love trying to figure out what the weaknesses of all the enemies are and trying to experiment with that. And it's just a very fun game. I loved Persona Q. It contains characters from Persona 4 and Persona 5. And you build maps to figure out where you are. And there's that. And oh, it comes with all this right here, along with the disc. But actually I don't have the cartridge in there because I'm using it. It's my game of choice right now. Okay, SpongeBob Atlantis SquarePants. Here's kind of a bunch of mini games. I guess you got SpongeBob and featuring other characters from the SpongeBob SquarePants universe. I got it for $4. See, it's got the disc and it's got the as you see, it's got the manual, and I bought it for $4. So here's another SpongeBob SquarePants game, SpongeBob's Truth or Square. This is kind of like an M64 type game. You're SpongeBob, and you're going around hitting robots with different items. You're upgrading, and you got to hit certain puzzles to get to certain areas. And it's okay. Funny story about that, though. I got it in my PSP right now. Funny story about this is I bought it from the store, and when I got it from the store, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't load. So I had to get rid of that version, and I went and I ordered a used copy. So I got the used copy, and it works pretty good now. So I found this in the Walmart for $20. I didn't see it advertised anywhere. Tiny Troopers XL Joint Ops. Bought it for $20 at the. I apologize for the glare. $20 at Walmart. You know, Best Buy, they're selling limited run games, and for some reason they're not being sold out. I don't know why. They're pretty good games, but if you check out Best Buy and you look for the ones that say at Best Buy only, those are limited run games, a lot of them, and they're pretty good and they're pretty inexpensive. And you go to Amazon.com, you look for some limited run games, and they're all out or they're more expensive. But this is Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon. This is an absolute clone of Castlevania, but it's a great clone, though. It's a beautiful clone. This came with a manual in it, and it's not dickish like a lot of your old school Castlevania games. It's a straightforward Castlevania. It's not one of those Metroidvania type games. Not this one. It's got like the 8-bit or 16-bit graphics, and it's just straight through. Once you go through a door, you don't go back or forth. You go straight through. You find the shortcuts, and what you can do is you got 4 different characters to choose from at the time, and they all have different abilities that help you get through. And I've already gotten through stage 6. I think there are 9 stages. So okay, I got this one because I had some points in my local game store. I got this for $20, $21. And I love card games. Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission. Instead of the $49, I got it for like $21. And I haven't played it yet. Here's a game I had to buy off Amazon.com. And it's a pretty fun game. It's a rogue dungeon crawler, or rogue dungeon game, where you go through, instead of getting money, you get fruit points, I think, vegetable points. And it's a pretty fun game. It's got quirky graphics, and it's not dickish. It's fun to get through, and it's a blast to play. So, Remy Lore, Lost Girl in the Lands of Lore. It's from Nicalis, and they always do a good job. There's that, and it comes with a manual, and it comes with a cleaning cloth. Not that I'm interested in that sort of thing. So, I got this one at Walmart. Now, Walmart, if you go online, a lot of their prices online are a lot cheaper than they are at the store. That was the story with this. This was about 39 bucks at the store, but online it was 24 bucks. And I asked them, why is it different online? Well, we want you guys to start using the Walmart store online. So, but if you go there and you point it out, and if it says online sold by Walmart, then they will price match it. If it's not sold by Walmart, they won't price match it. But or what you can do is you can go online, have it picked up at Walmart, and this is Dragon Ball Z Fighters. I've been waiting for this one, so I bought it really cheap for a little over 24 bucks. But there's that. I bought this from Super Rare Games. It's kind of a puzzler game. Let's see what it's got. I could open it, I guess. They got it all wrapped up. It's super rare. It's called a Machinarium. And you're basically this robot, and you have to, oh, I'm sorry about that glare. But I apologize. Let me see something here. Let me see if we can turn this stupid glare off here. Yeah, you should be able to see it. Let's see what the glare does here. And I still got the glare, and I don't know what's glaring it. But anyway, there's that. And it's got comes in a big plastic bag. It's even sealed. And they got trading cards for some reason. I don't know. People are collecting the trading cards, even though I don't think they're really worth anything. Not really worth getting excited over. So, if anybody wants them, send me a P.O. box or something, and I'll go ahead and send it. But it's from Super Rare Games. Here's another game I got from Amazon that didn't sell in GameStop. Riot. Civil unrest. You're basically dealing with different riots, using different tools, using the police, using the fire department, etc., etc. Here's a game that's getting good reviews by YouTubers. Red Faction Guerrilla. I guess the graphics are kind of old style 90s, but you know what? I don't care about the graphics. I care about the gameplay. And it looks pretty fun. It's from THQ Nordic, so they do a pretty good job. Super Neptunia RPG. Even though all Super Neptunia games tend to be RPGs, the PS Vita was lousy with Neptunia games. This basically takes place in this gaming world where it kind of makes fun of video games. But they're pretty fun to play once you get started. Nothing special about them, though. Here's a game, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. A lot of people are giving this game flack because it's got some lag and whatnot. But you know how some gamers are. If a game's not absolutely perfect or twice as good as the PS4, then it sucks. So this is a Metroidvania type Castlevania. The graphics are more modern, and they say it's got more levels and more areas to go to than Symphony of the Moon, which is basically what this is a clone of. It's a clone of Castlevania Symphony of the Moon, which is a great game for the PS1. I love that game. Okay, guys, I figured I'd kill some time for you. Maybe kill about 5-10 minutes. You got nothing else to do if you got nothing else to do on a Saturday. I hope you all have a great Independence weekend. God bless America, and God bless you for watching. Bye-bye. Thanks.